All right. We are gearing up for the ending. This is video 3, principle 5 and 6. Just a heads up, I think we'll be able to do this in one shot, but there may be 2 parts to this video, just like there were 2 parts to video number 2. Okay, here is judicial review. We've referred to it a little bit already. It's part of checks and balances. It is the power of courts to determine whether or not the government is in accord with what the Constitution provides. That's a very technical way of saying they determine the constitutionality of a governmental action. Is the government doing the right thing, or should someone tell them to stop? Okay, the power to declare an action unconstitutional is very important in the Supreme Court. Like I said, the Supreme Court is the only ones that can do it at the national level. Some Supreme Courts can in the states. In Missouri, we can. Something that's interesting is that it's not even in the Constitution. It comes from a court case called Marbury versus Madison, right? You guys are going to watch another video, just like you did for checks and balances, and you are going to learn a little bit more about judicial review. Okay, I want you to watch that video. You can find it by clicking on the exclamation point in the top right corner of this video, or you can copy and paste that link from the video to your URL bar if you want to do it the hard way. But again, click on that exclamation point, go to that video, watch it, and then take a second to answer these next few questions. There are 6 of them, and I want you to pause the video now, answer the questions, then come back. Ready? Go. Now that you're back, let's talk about judicial review. Okay, I hope you watch those videos. It's going to help you understand it better. I promise. Those are legally knowledgeable people who know their stuff. So watch the video. Give you another chance. If you try to skip out on it and just jump straight to the answers, go watch the video. All right, you passed the test. So first question is, what is judicial review? Okay, is it previewing laws before they are passed, reviewing decisions by other parts of the government, or writing reviews of the president's actions? Best answer is B, okay? They only can make decisions after something happens. They do not get to make a decision about a law before it's passed. Question 2, what's the basis for all Supreme Court decisions? Is the action or law constitutional? Is the action or law safe? Is the action or law legal? Is the action or law fun? Wouldn't it be great if all laws had to be fun? Might be a different world, okay? The main basis for all Supreme Court decisions is it constitutional? Does it go with that supreme law of the land, the Constitution? Number 3, list one power that Congress has over the Supreme Court. We talked about a few of those in checks and balances. If you need a review, go on back to that. Hopefully you got something down. Same thing for number 4. Okay, you can check the checks and balances video. You can check that giant triangle that you made that looks like a recycling sign and take a look and see if you were right for number 4. Number 5 and 6 are just opinions. This is designed to help you think a little bit more, and we'll see what the Supreme Court will do in your lifetime. It's going to be around for a long, long time, right? Number 6, do you think it's right for the Supreme Court to have this power even though it's not in the Constitution? Right? That's another opinion question, okay? Just kind of interesting that they decide what's right with the Constitution even though their power to do so is not in the Constitution. All right, let's move on to principle 6, federalism. Okay, this one is a little bit complicated, but if you hang with me, if you pause it when you need to write down your stuff, you'll do just fine. All right, federalism, what is it? Okay, it's the power that is divided between a central government and regional governments. Hopefully you guys remember this from when we were making our own countries. Federalism is the division of power between a national government and state governments. Okay, most democracies in the world don't work like this. America is kind of special. So why federalism? Okay, why federalism? Okay, our Federalist framers, our Federalist founding fathers, like Alexander Hamilton, said that it would help the tyranny of the government from happening. It would divide the power even more. Besides separation of powers, it would also help prevent those different branches from becoming too powerful. It also gives people more of a chance to vote, more of a chance to get involved. And it allows states to experiment with their own laws. Okay, we've talked a lot about that experimentation with laws in our class. We talked about motorcycle helmets. We talked about legalizing marijuana. So each state gets to decide to do what they want, because we have a state government in Jeff City, we have a national government in Washington, D.C. Okay? It's pretty much the only choice the framers had too, because some states were not going to sign the Constitution unless they kept some of their power. Remember, those anti-federalists were afraid of a strong central government. So the states wanted their power. They were also very different from one another. Okay, a state in the South like Georgia had different needs than New York did, so they wanted different laws, different rules. The country has only gotten bigger since then. What they need in California is different from what they need in Texas, is different from what they need in Alaska. Okay, so each state gets to decide to do what they want. All right. Now, the original idea of federalism was that states would do most of the government work. They would take care of most of the big problems. Okay, that was what they thought was going to happen, where the national government would only have certain problems that they were allowed to do, called the expressed powers. They'd only have certain powers, called the expressed powers. Okay, it's in Article 1, Section 8. If you want to look it up, it's on my wall. It lists everything that the national government is supposed to do. Okay, now that's the way things stayed really until the 1900s ended. Okay, as the world was getting more globalized, as we started dealing with things like atomic bombs, the national government steps up its power. Okay. Now, I want you to look at the 3-column chart on your notes. Okay, I want you to fill it in. After I give instructions, pause the video and you can fill it in. I want you to write down, what decisions do your parents or guardians make for you? What decisions do you make for yourself? And what decisions do you make cooperatively? What decisions do you make together? Okay, just to be safe, I'm going to pause the video now. So when you're ready to start up again, look for video 3B, and you guys can look at the next video. But again, fill out that chart. It'll help you out in the long run. All right, see you in video 3B.